Hello there. It's true. I beat Nils Jonasson on 2 stages out of 12 stages at Spring Steel. Now, there's some caveats to that. I kind of cheated. Let me show you why. Let's get into it.
Shooter, make ready. Are you ready? Stand by.
Okay, yes, I beat Nils on 2 stages, but I'm leaving out some important facts here. Let's get right into it. Nils was shooting limited. That means he's shooting, and he wasn't shooting this gun. He is the team captain for Team Canic. So he was shooting a Canic. And this is a gun that I have set up right now because I shot limited yesterday in a competition, actually. And this was set up as my limited gun. Iron sights, you can have a magwell, you can have, normal length magazines. So this is essentially the type of gun that Nils was shooting. I was competing in PCC. So I shot my JP5 with an optic, with the advantage that a PCC gives you for accuracy and yeah, a little bit of reach on some of those targets that were a little further away. I should have a big advantage on paper. But Nils is 35-time or 34-time national and world champion. The guy's one of the greatest shooters on planet Earth. So the day was not about beating Nils. The day was about learning from Nils. Now, all day long, I shot, and then Nils immediately followed me. You go in alphabetical order, and hey, it is what it is. I never wished so hard that my name started with a letter later. He's an incredibly nice dude, and he was willing to share tips. He was willing to talk things through. He showed me some things. I shadowed him on stage planning for the first several stages, and he was an open book. It was really, really cool to get to know him a little bit and to really learn from him. And that was my entire goal for the day. And I learned a lot. Today, I'm going to share with you one major lesson that I learned from Nils Jonasson after an entire day of shooting with him. And I'll show you one of the stages right now that I actually beat Nils on. Let me show you that.
Are you ready? Stand by. If clear, have enough. Muzzle up. 2127. 2127. That's all right. Are you ready? Okay.
What was that time?
2264.
2264.
So my time was a little faster than Nils on that stage. I think he was the number one guy in his division on every stage of the day. He won by a landslide. I took I think there were, if I remember right, there were 380 registered shooters for the event. I took 25th overall. A great showing for me. I've been shooting competitively PCC for 14 months. I started competitive shooting altogether 4 months prior to that, so I've been shooting about 18 months as a competitive shooter. I'm the new guy. Nils has been doing this for decades, so it was wonderful for me just to be able to be in the realm of what he was doing, and that was fantastic. The one lesson that I learned was stage planning. And I don't have it all figured out yet, but he did something a couple times in a way, and he looked at the stage in a way that I hadn't considered it truly before. So I want to show you the stage what that really jumps out of as where I made a major stage planning mistake that cost me seconds, and then I'll show you how he ran his stage different from the way that I did it, and then I'll show you me taking that learning, planning a stage on my own, and then I'll show you what Nils did immediately following me. Okay, here we go.
This is the stage map, essentially. You can see at the center of the bottom by that line, that's where your feet had to be. There's 2 X's there where your feet had to be. Now, immediately there's a target almost perfectly lined up. You had to take 1 step to the left to be able to hit a square that you could only see through that window out in front of you. Then from the far left, there's a window on that far left orange wall that you can't see, and you had to shoot those small poppers through that window. Then there was a final square to the right that had to be hit through those between the 2 barrels that are just up into the or on the far left side, just up. And then the star that you see kind of center to the right, that had to be shot between those barrels as well, because it's the only location you could see that star. I then was able to skip that window, and I needed to shoot the plate rack, which is to the far left top of this illustration here. That can only be shot from the middle area there through between the barrel and the orange wall. And then the final shooting area that I used was through this window. I hit the 2 poppers and the 2 squares. That was the way that I approached this plan. Let me show you how it worked out, and then I'm going to show you what Nils did.
Are you ready? Stand by. Clear. It is clear. Flag.
Thank you, my friend.
2620. Are you ready? Stand by.
Now, at this point, Nils and I are essentially tied. It's within like 100th of a second. But watch what this man does next that completely caught me off guard.
He just beat me by a little over 5 seconds. Because he was faster than me? Not really. We were neck and neck until he made a different stage planning decision. And what he did, he went straight to the far side, shot through the window, and eliminated a shooting position by simply turning and pivoting his feet and taking the plate rack from where he could see it, where he was already standing. The more time you're moving between firing, it's just time off the clock. So I moved past that window. I finished the star. I moved to a shooting position to clear the rack. I stopped shooting. I moved to another shooting position to finish off. Those gaps kill you, and it cost me 5 seconds. And he may have been a little quicker here and there. We'll say it cost me 4 seconds. It doesn't matter. That poor stage plan that I had cost me time. And 5 seconds, guys, that's a penalty. That I end up with a penalty later in the match. That would have made up that time. That dropped me way down in the rankings. 5 seconds is a lot to lose just because you have a bad stage plan. That is a lesson that I learned from Nils. So when we got to a stage here a little while later, I remembered that lesson and I made a better stage plan. Let me show you that.
So this is the stage map for the stage I want to talk about here. What you can't see on this map is there are actually orange walls that go down each side as well. And you have to start at the table, and then you had to move backwards to hit the 2 arrays that are on the right and the left there. And then what they wanted to do was there was a shooting position there's a gap in the wall to the right there where you could shoot through the corner and hit that plate up and to the right, or the plate rack up to the right. Then there's the window that's directly in front of the star, and then another gap in the corner over where you can hit the straight on plates. So there were essentially, the way they laid this out, where there was essentially 5 different shooting positions as it appeared at first glance. Back corner to hit the right hand array, back left corner to hit the left hand array, and then 3 across the front to hit the plate rack, the star through the window, and then the straight forward, the ducks that were kind of lined up in a row there. Let me show you what I did.
Are you ready? Stand by. Finish, unload. Show clear. Clear, slide forward, hammer down.
So essentially what I did was I eliminated 2 of the 5 shooting areas that they had here. I came back to the far right corner, cleared that array, made a tiny shift to the left, and cleared the plate rack at the top right corner of this image. I then hit the back left corner to clear that array, came straight forward to the front corner, and cleared both the star and the ducks in a row from that one location. So I was able to really shortcut what that plan was. And up until I went, the previous shooters, I think I was about 10 seconds faster than the other shooters that had done this stage, because I was the first one to cut out those other shooting positions. Now, Nils did the same thing. I'll let you watch what he did because you can see that third person view. So, what did we learn? Efficiency is how much movement are you having to make without firing your gun. If you can eat up the seconds in a shooting position rather than moving between locations to shoot, you're going to score better. Your times will be lower. Your hit factor in other events will be better. So that's what I took away. And though I knew that in concept, watching him plan and understanding, wow, these are places that if I can shoot multiple targets from this location, I'm going to do that, cut out a shooting area altogether. Man, that will shave seconds on times on various events that I'm in. And if I go into it looking at it like that and trying to think of how can I minimize the number of places I'm shooting from and cut the time between shooting areas out, the more I can do that, the more I'm going to be faster and score better. So that was a big thing for me. Now, the other place where he cuts time, and you saw it in the videos, footwork. His footwork is absolutely precise and fantastic. Like he does not take unnecessary steps. He doesn't shuffle his feet and run from area to area. I still do that. So as I ran into a competition yesterday, I really focused on being more precise with my feet. I'm going to be working on that. And next year, spring steel, I want to crack that top 10. Guys, thanks for stopping by. I'll go through more lessons and things that I learned from Nils, but I appreciate you being here. If you like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.